Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading a Rengoku listener by me. So let's get into it. Rengoku never really expected to be in a situation where he had to stop you from hurting yourself. It was a scary thing to see, a scary situation to be in, one that he never thought would actually happen, but he was very wrong. He should have considered that these things happen more than he thought. He had an idea of how you were feeling lately, and he knew it was not good. He just did not know the extent of it. He didn't know you were feeling downright terrible. He didn't know how long your desperation and sadness has been festering. So no wonder that he didn't actually know when to intervene, and that there was something happening at all. It was a little bit scary to walk in and see this happen to you. And now, seeing you do this, it was the worst thing that could have happened to him in all of his life. Back then he thought that the worst thing that could happen to him was seeing you fight with a demon, or losing you. But then, that does entail that you lived happily, that you're fine. And right now, as he looks at you, you're the furthest thing from fine. You're suffering in silence, and he's never been able to hear your cries and help you. And isn't that more depressing? To know that you've never been happy? Perhaps for most of the time that the two of you spent together? The fact that he didn't know alone, that hurt him, and it made him feel so unaware of what you were going through. He didn't want things to be like that. He didn't want you to suffer alone. And for a couple of moments he was frozen as he stared at you, his eyes wide, and his mind running 100 miles per minute, before he immediately went over to you, taking the tool right out of your hand and slapping it away. Just what do you think you're doing, Mayan? Do you have any idea what you're doing here? Hurting yourself like that? I care about you. There are so many people who care about you. So many people who want you to be okay. I'm one of those people, Mayan. Don't you do this to me. He said. His emotions were getting the best of him. He didn't know how to deal with this. And he had no idea what were the right words to say. But he was going to say anything that came to his mind at this point. He wanted to tell you that he cared, that he loved you, and he certainly was not the only one. And as he wrapped his arms around you, he felt himself start to cry. And ironically, you were crying too. So the two of you were just there, in each other's arms, crying it out. Perhaps it was not what he had expected to see that day, and definitely not what you expected his reaction to be. You were afraid of disgust, mockery, a lot of things. For him to blame you, even though it did not seem like Rengoku at all, but it's what you thought you deserved. For him to be this gentle, to care for you so deeply, in a way you didn't believe yourself to deserve. It was too much. And eventually, he was done crying, and you were also tired. He wrapped his arms around you and looked at your arms and hands, trying to see if there was any injury, and thankful he had arrived before you did anything to yourself today. So instead, he just carried you and took you to the bathroom, helping you wash your face and holding you close to him. After that, when he felt like he was done, he helped you change into another set of pajamas before kissing your forehead. There you go. You look beautiful, darling, he said, holding you close, and he smiled softly. I'm glad you think so. And, Rengoku, I really am sorry, you say, and he nods. He understands, or at least he could try. doesn't blame you for any of that. He doesn't think you did anything wrong. Well, it was wrong to hurt yourself, but he does not blame you for it. He doesn't know what could make you do this. But whatever it was, it must have been horrible. He cannot blame you for being so hurt. He can only just stand by you and decide to be there for you whenever you needed him. So that way, later on, you wouldn't feel alone and lost. You would have someone by your side, and that someone would be him. He will not leave you alone to suffer again, in your pain, with your secrets. He would make sure that you felt like you were surrounded with love, and that you had someone to look out for you. He may not understand everything, your feelings and your reasonings, but he loved you, and that alone would be enough to make him try his best. And as he held you close to him, and you nestled closer to his chest, he hummed softly, something you would never really see from just a big guy like Rengoku, someone who was also very loud, but he knew how to be gentle too. And as he hummed, you closed your eyes, letting out a soft sigh as you began to fall asleep. It was oddly comfortable for a day that was riddled with a lot of horrible things. But now, the two of you would be stronger. He knew what the other was going through, and he knew how he could help you. He knew that it will not be easy. There will be a lot of struggle and a lot of hardships, but he's willing to do his best to overcome them. So long as he gets to see your smile at the very end, then this road will have been worth it. For now, he'll make sure you can go to sleep, and later on, he can just see what he can do about this. He'll try his best, and tomorrow will be another day, with its own problems and its own struggles. But he will be there, and nothing in the world could ever take you away from him. That's why he's willing to try so hard to fight for you.